Red Sox lead 10-1 as we go to the third, from the third to the fourth here at Fenway. Ramon Martinez getting ready to face the Twins, and we'll bring you the scoreboard brought to you by your friendly New England Dodge dealers. Yankees home opener postponed. They wiped that out yesterday in anticipation of inclement weather today. They'll play the Rangers tomorrow in the home opener at Yankee Stadium. And the Tigers are opening their new park, America Park in Detroit today, and they lead 2-0 in the second. The first run in the new ballpark scored by Louis Polonia, who had a leadoff triple and scored on a single by Greg Jeffries, and the second run came in on a Freddie Garcia balk. So the Tigers lead 2-0 now in the second in their new park. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, next week, don't we?
Corey Koski, the batter, he takes a strike. He popped out to Wilton Veras in foul ground in the first. All the rest of the action in the American League and all of today's National League action is later on. Ramon Martinez retired 6 in a row since the leadoff double by Jock Jones in the second. Had control trouble in the first. He's been throwing strikes since. Koski hit a bullet that almost got the first base coach Jerry White hopped up into the stands. Jerry showed quick feet there.
Credit too, he's staying in that box. A lot of time when that happens, he'll move way down the line and get out of the way.
Koski, Marcus Jensen, Jock Jones coming up. Koski was a September call-up 2 years ago and had a very tough time in September of '98. Even though he hit .301 in AAA at Salt Lake City that year, he hit .138 with the Twins. He struck out 10 times in 29 at bats. Last year, much better. Hit .310 to lead the team. He lines one to center right at Everett. One out in the fourth. Twins could use some more power from Koski. He hit 11 homers last year. Give him credit. He spent a lot of time working in Indianapolis in the offseason with Ron Gardenhire, who coaches their infielders, on his defense. That's one of the reasons he's earned the everyday third base job this season, with his improved defense.
He may be the best all-around player on this Twins ball club right now, and should get better. Remember Jim Thome when he first came up with Cleveland? He was up and down the minor leagues a couple of times before he settled in. Koski only made 8 errors at third base a year ago.
Of course, Minnesota's situation as Jensen takes a strike, much different than a team like Cleveland. Thome, they have a lot of other players. You can take your time with prospects. With Minnesota, if you can play, you're there quickly, and you're going to stay around for a while, perhaps even if you struggle, because they don't have anybody else. 1-2 just missed. Ramon wanted that one. Still does not have a strikeout. With each pitch, this is becoming a more encouraging performance. The 1-2 to Jensen outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is much better, obviously, than that Seattle performance. And even in the first inning, when he was struggling some with a couple of walks, at least for the most part, he was missing down and out of the strike zone.
Off-speed pitch hit in the air to left. O'Leary tracking it into the corner, and he makes the catch right along the line. Fair ball, said the third base umpire Gary Cederstrom. And there are 2 down here in the fourth.
Well, slicing back toward the wall, and of course down that left field line, you just don't have any foul territory.
The left fielder, Jacques.
Stick the glove out, make the play in fair territory, and embrace yourself before you hit the pad.
2 outs, 8 in a row, set down by Ramon Martinez, and the batter is Jock Jones. One and 0 on Jones, the last man to reach. He doubled down the first baseline, a ball just out of the reach of Stanley.
Changeup.
Good, but not a strike, according to Marvin Hudson. Up the middle, a base hit. Jones' hot start to the season continues. He's 2 for 2 today. And the Twins have their 4th hit.
Got ahead in the count, got the fastball, which you're pretty much sure you're going to get when you have a 10-1 lead on that 2-0 count, and right back up the middle with the line drive. For Jones. Jones now with that batting average up over 400.
Torrey Hunter, the number 9 hitter, center fielder, grounded to short in the second. 0 for 1 today. Pulls that foul. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
He's no Anthony. Whew. At least on early returns. We're going to have to get an update on where our pal Anthony is, but he set a high standard for the attendance along the left field line. The standard not met by that play.
Now, even going down in the 1 knee, the ball still went through the 5-hole.
He's not going to have enough gloves. He has the baseball glove. He has a glove on the other hand. Back to the screen, 0-2.
Well, knowing how hard those guys work, he'll probably be out after the game taking foul balls down that left field line, one after another. Probably hit to him by Joe Mooney.
Well, the field looks to be in excellent shape as usual. Pitch down and away. 1-2.
Couple of things missing. The All-Star sign that was on that left field wall last season, and way in right field, a couple of the retired numbers have blown off.
Oh no. Another play to the right. Well, you're right. The 8, 9 are gone.
And the 42, I believe, that they had up there for Jackie Robinson.
Yes.
But I understand they have them. They're going to be back up.
So. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Ramon Martinez, and that ends the inning. After 3.5, 10-1 Red Sox. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox Network. Go to the home half of the 4th on opening day at Fenway Park. The Red Sox pounding the Twins 10-1.
Now batting
The
for
sight
the
of
Red
Fenway has
Sox,
brought Nomar Garciaparra's bat back to life. His first hit wasn't hit very hard, but it was an infield hit and an RBI. This one was ripped up the middle for a 2-run single. Garciaparra's 2 for 2 with 3 runs batted in. It'll be Garciaparra, O'Leary, and Everett here in the 4th against reliever Mark Redmond. He's pitched an inning in 2/3. He's coming on for Joe Mays. He turned one over and missed away. That one's a little bit low. You made an interesting point about opening day as we were chatting before the game. Always a sellout crowd, but on opening day you tend to see a lot of people you may not see again for at least very much the rest of the year. Kind of a social event in the region as much as it is a sporting event.
Folks here have been looking forward to it for quite some time.
Up the middle, Guzman couldn't get it. 3 for 3. For Nomar. Well, he had 4 hits on the entire road trip. He has 3 and 3 at bats here at Fenway.
Again, right back up the middle. Now, those pitches on the road, it seemed like Nomar was trying to pull the ball all the time. Today, he's just shooting right back up the middle. In particular, the last one, the last hit that he got, that ball was inside. His hands came inside the ball and just drove it right up the middle. So a little different approach by Nomar here at home.
Redmond to Troy O'Leary with ball one. Red Sox have the lead, men on for the third time in 4 innings. O'Leary grounded into a double play to end the first inning. He singled to right to drive in a run in the second. Carl Everett on deck. The looper from Redmond. 2-0. Fly ball deep toward the triangle. Hunter there to make the catch. Well, there he got a lot of that one. It's very hard to hit a ball out of here in April to right or right center field. Deep part of the ballpark, and the prevailing wind this time of the year is off the water, straight in from right.
Yeah, this park plays so different when that breeze is coming in towards center field, and obviously in the hot summer weather when the wind's blowing out pretty much toward that left field wall. I guess Chicago, Wrigley Field, pretty much the same way.
Carl Everett got it out of here to straightaway center in his first Fenway at bat in the second. He hit twice in the second inning, struck out his second time around. The homer was against the starter Joe Mays, his 3rd home run of the year. The strikeout was against the man on the mound, Redmond, and still again Everett, a switch hitter, is going to bat left-handed for the second time against Redmond. 1-1 the count. Joined us late. Here's a look at Everett's home run, towering fly ball to straightaway center field. His first Fenway at bat. Shoots that out of play to the left.
A little different stance for Everett when he's hitting left-handed and right-handed. From the left side of the plate, the closed stance, feet very close together, and right on top of home plate. Open stance from the right side.
He'll talk about it. Perhaps it's because of the differences that sometimes he can go into a slump from one side of the plate and not the other. 2-2 the count as Jensen blocked the 1-2 pitch from Redmond. Now the 2-2 line back to the screen. Another thing you notice about the ballpark here on opening day is part of the netting above the screen is missing. The netting that would comprise the screen out there above the wall has vanished. Everett almost vanished, but the pitch, ball 3. But as the days go along, everything will be spruced back up and in place. They've been replacing that net the last couple of days because it got blown away. Ball 4, low and away. We talk about the 89th home opener here at Fenway Park. You wonder how many more there will be in this ballpark. So much conversation about a new park, and it seems like if it's going to really take off, it's got to happen soon. The legislative session, I believe, ends in July, so we're going to get the things done that are necessary at the State House. You would think that the plan would have to be heading in that direction shortly. Red Sox spending all kinds of money year after year just to maintain this ballpark, keep it as it is, with the infrastructure being nearly 90 years old. Lots to do throughout the year to keep this park just up and running. Mike Stanley, the batter, has walked twice and scored a run.
Well, with all the new ballparks that have gone up around baseball, it becomes a competitive disadvantage after a while. About a year ago at this time, we were talking about maybe opening a new park, what, in 2003?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. That clearly is not going to happen. 2-0 pitch is popped up by Stanley. Shallow left. Doc Jones called Guzman off. Wonder if he was going to tell the shortstop, you should have seen me. I had my arms out to the side again.
They did have him out there again, but I think that time he was calling for the baseball, and right at the end, Christian Guzman will just back off. See, the arms are out again, but
how was the shortstop supposed to see that? I don't know. The infield fly rule was in effect, as you saw with the arm in the air from Gary Cedarstrom, the third base umpire.
That may just be a habit that Doc Jones has when he's going to catch a fly ball, but I'm sure that time he gave the verbal sign also to Guzman.
Jason Varitek, the batter, and he pops one up.
Tried again.
So this time Guzman's going to let him have it. He's not running out under this one. Jones the catch. That ends the inning. The Red Sox strand 2. They've left 4 men on base, but after 4 they lead the Twins 10-1.
Back at Fenway, all Red Sox so far in this ball game. They have the 10-1 lead through 4 innings. Fans this Friday, the Red Sox host the Oakland Athletics as well as the Major League Baseball trading card giveaway. The first 15,000 fans age 15 and under receive an exclusive Rembrandt Ultra Pro Mini Card Collector's Binder, which features 8 cards to collect and trade courtesy of Major League Baseball. For tickets, call our 24-hour Touchstone ticketing at 617-482-4SOX or visit redsox.com.
Well, it started out like it was going to be another disastrous day at the office for Ramon Martinez. 25 pitches in the first. He faced 7 batters. Walked in a run. Walked 2 in the first inning. He actually did a good job just to get out of that inning, having allowed the 1 run, as they had the bases loaded, 1 run in and only 1 out. Since then, he's pitched very well. Twins have had just 2 base runners over the last 3 innings. And the top of their order up in the 5th. Todd Walker 0 for 2. He took the ball high. Walker lied to center in the first, grounded out to the first baseman, Stanley, in the second. Now the play to the left. 1-1. We were talking last inning about the possibility of a new Fenway Park sometime in the future. I think it gets a little bit frustrating when you travel around the country, as we do, Jerry, and everywhere you look, you see a new park. And we like to think of ourselves here as one of the great cities in America, and somehow or another, you can't find a way to get it done. Base hit for Walker down in the left field corner. And he has a leadoff double. Just this year alone, Detroit, Houston, San Francisco. Last year, the new ballpark in Seattle. Cleveland in recent years. Of course, the Sky Dome isn't all that old. Texas with a relatively new park. Colorado.
The shortstop.
Atlanta.
Christian Guzman.
Milwaukee will have a new park soon. Cincinnati will. Pittsburgh will. Arizona obviously needed a park. They're all over baseball. They're not here. It took forever to get the Fleet Center built. It took almost that long to figure out what was going to happen with the Patriots, and unfortunately it seems like it's dragging on and on and on to get the new ballpark rolling. Christian Guzman, the batter. 1-1 the count. He has walked and scored and flied to left.
It's amazing too how beautiful those new ballparks are, and of course fans, a lot of Boston fans get a chance to go down to Camden Yards or visit that park. They've been to Cleveland to see that one, and
even the staunch Save Fenway people who have gone to other parks will say to you, we've heard this over and over again, I was always in favor of keeping Fenway until I went to Baltimore and saw that park, or I went to Cleveland, saw that park, and then I realized we can have everything that's good about Fenway without all the things that are so bad about Fenway, and there are many of them. The 2-1. Boxed around by Varitek. Looked like a pretty good pitch. You wonder if that cost Ramon the strike call. He came in off the mound and looked in at Marvin Hudson as he was taking the throwback from Veritek as if to ask, wasn't that a strike? And see Veritek shaking his head, knowing that he should have squeezed that.
Well, there have been a number of those. A lot of them in the first couple of innings. It quieted down some, but I think like a pretty good pitch.
That's ball 4. So the first 2 men are on for Minnesota here in the 5th.
Well, with Tiger Stadium gone now, this is what? This is the oldest ballpark around.
Yes, it is.
Of course, Tiger Stadium was just horrible. I mean, you come back to Fenway after playing this 3-game series there, and Fenway looked brand new.
Well, because the Red Sox have made the effort to keep this ballpark up. They're doing the best they can to keep it a pleasant, relatively pleasant place to come. There's nothing they can do about the seats being too close together and the aisles being narrow and not enough restrooms and concession stands and those sorts of things. But at least they can try to keep it safe and clean. Tiger Stadium, they just let it
that's awful.
fall apart. Matt Lawton, the batter. He is singled and popped out. Twins trying to chip away at this 9-run deficit as Lawton pulls one foul by the Red Sox dugout. And obviously it's very complicated trying to build the new park here. The plan that the Red Sox have advanced and seems to have the blessing of people in the political world as well, is to build a park right behind this one next door and the lot that runs away from downtown. There's an awful lot of landowners over there who need to be satisfied with giving up their property. Fly ball to left. Runners are not tagging. Leary the catch. Lawton out for the first out of the inning. It's the question of who's going to pay and how much are they going to pay and what is the money going to be for. Complicated issue, but in other cities they get it done. Here, for some reason, it's always an incredible struggle, and sometimes it doesn't get done.
The only place we heard any kind of bickering at all about the new place was Seattle.
Right. And they spent, even after the bickering, $372 million of public money on the new ballpark. David Ortiz, the batter. 1-0 the count. Ortiz single to left in the first, fly to right in the third. Ball low. 2-0. Ramon staring off into space.
Yeah, he very seldom will say anything at all, but he's becoming very frustrated with this.
That looked like it was just about in the same spot as the last one. 3-1. John Wasden starts throwing. The Red Sox bullpen. John Cumberland, the bullpen coach, looking on. 3-1 pitch. Tied up Ortiz, who fouled it out of play to the left.
A little fire near the ballpark this morning, over in the fens, I guess.
Yes, over not far from here, a couple of blocks away. Like a brush fire that might have moved into some of the trees, from what we could tell from this vantage point. The 3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground to short. A double play ball if they hurry. Offerman managed to turn it. Wasn't an artistic thing of beauty, but they did get a turn. 6-4-3 to end the inning. On to the bottom of the 5th on opening day at Fenway Park. 10-1 Red Sox. This afternoon on Fox 25 and our Red Sox television network, the Red Sox lead 10-1 as they come up in the 5th. Wilton Veras leads off. Takes a ball low from Mark Redmond. Redmond's done a good job in relief. He's allowed a couple of runs, but that came just upon his entry into the ball game. Ferris pulls it to short. Guzman near the bag, throws him out. Ferris now 1 for 3 with a double. Last time up, he lined out to the third baseman.
Of course, Red Sox fans got to see Wilton play quite a bit last season when John Valentin was on the DL with the knee problem. And he's a very good defensive player, strong arm. He's not going to give you probably the power numbers that Valentin will give you, but did a very solid job for the Red Sox. Plus, John on the Sable list now with that inflammation in the knee and
apparently tendonitis.
Yeah.
And that's good because even though tendonitis can be painful, structurally it doesn't seem to be as serious as other things when you're talking about cartilage or ligament problems. That's a base hit for Offerman. He's been on base 3 times already. A single to right. Go with 2 walks and a strikeout for Offerman today.
You know what the players don't want to hear when it comes to knee injuries: ligament.
Yeah.
You know, they can handle cartilage, take a piece of that out. That's no problem.
Number 7.
The ligament's a little tougher to deal with.
Nixon.
Red Sox have 9 hits now. Here's Trot Nixon. He doubled and scored in the first. Walked with the bases loaded to force in a run, pick up an RBI, and he scored in the second. And fly to left in the third. Up for the 4th time in 5 innings. The Red Sox, if you just joined us, scored twice in the first after falling behind 1-0 after a half inning. The Red Sox put 8 more on the board in the second and knocked the starter Joe Mays out. 1-1 the count. A 1 hopper to short. Guzman, Walker, not in time at first base. Nixon beat it. Throw from Guzman seemed to get Walker's footwork all messed up.
A couple of nice plays defensively by Guzman at shortstop. There's that throw that's back inside. Now, you're right, Sean. That throws the timing all off of Todd Walker, and now he has to make the throw on the run. Can't get very much on it. And Nixon will beat it out.
Offerman nowhere in the picture. He held near first base thinking that Guzman might catch that as a line drive in the air. Daubach, the batter, he checked the swing and looked at a ball. Daubach, a sacrifice fly in the first inning for a run batted in. He reached on an error by the pitcher Mays and scored in the second and grounded to short in the third. Right.
It's interesting. Still, Ron Coomer still holding the Red Sox base runners on with the 9-run lead. I doubt very much that they would be stealing, and with the left-handed hitter up, you think you'd see Coomer maybe 1 step behind Nixon, which would be just as effective.
Taking ball in the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strike. Chase one in the dirt. 2-2. Omar Garcia Parra will follow. Omar's already 3 for 3 today. Strike 3. The coin landed on heads. 3 strikeouts for Redmond. After 5, 10-1 Red Sox. We're back at Fenway Park on home opening day 2000. Sean McDonough with Jerry Remy. And a man enjoying this Red Sox performance very much, Carlton Fisk. Welcome. Good to see you, and congratulations on your upcoming induction into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, isn't that something? It's, boy, opening day in Fenway Park. It doesn't get any better than this anywhere. 10-1's even better, but yeah, this has been quite a year so far. The phone call in January about the Hall of Fame, and And then I find out that I talked to Dan Duquette earlier, and they're going to retire my number this year here in the ballpark.
If it doesn't blow away.
Doesn't blow away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought there was more than 2 numbers retired here.
Yeah, they're making room for it now.
That's right.
That's right. They decided they're going to put you up and take a
Yeah,
couple
I'll be
of
the
them
only,
down.
the only double-digit number up there, so that'll be fun.
What has life been like since? We all remember the coverage and what a great emotional moment that was for you and your family when you did get the call that you're going into the Hall of Fame. But I'd imagine the phone starts ringing off the hook and their appearances.
That's exactly what's happened. It's turned into a pretty fast-paced last couple of months, so I'm having a little trouble getting wound back up to keep up with it, but it's been fun.
John Wasden, the new pitcher, after 5 innings from Ramon Martinez, 5 innings that were very encouraging for the Red Sox and their fans. After a rocky first inning, Ramon pitched very well. Ron Coomer greets Wasden. 1-0 pitch from John, a little bit low and away. Coomer walked with the bases loaded in the first to force in the Minnesota run and grounded to short in the third. You're going to start working on your speech soon? Have you thought about what you're going to say? And there's always
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night thinking, oh, should I bring up this or should I work on that? Or
Coomer greets Wasden with a deep drive to left, and that one's gone into the screen. And the boos heard already for Wasden. You know, the trouble with the home run ball last year that got some of the fans on his case. And the first batter of the season at Fenway to face John takes him deep. It's 10-2.
Ron Coomer picks up his 3rd home run of the young season. Get ahead in the count, 2 ball, no strike. Ball middle in, and that's one that a lot of times will end up in the net here at Fenway.
if you're going to give him up, though, that's the time to do it when you're up 10-1 and nobody's on.
That's right.
Just don't give up too many, though.
They say, yeah, you can give up 30, 40 of them, as long as they're solo jobs.
That's right.
Well, that's not always true. If your team's got 10 runs on the board all the time, you can do that.
It's 10-2. Corey Koski, the batter. 1-1 the count. He's 0 for 2 today.
I understand you're a grandfather.
Oh, I know. Geez, it's got the call last night, middle of the night, here in Boston, that my oldest daughter Carlin had a little baby girl last night.
Wow.
So
quite a year for you and your family. How about opening day? You talk about the excitement of opening day. Of course, you as a native New Englander, what are your memories of the first time you were part of opening day here at Fenway?
Well, oddly enough, my first opening day here in Fenway Park, I didn't play. Bob Montgomery was catching, and after opening day, I think I started playing against the Yankees. It was my first game. But here in Fenway Park, this is something you dream about as a kid growing up in New England. When you're playing home run derby in the backyard, that you're going to stand at home plate in Fenway Park with a green monster and be a major leaguer. But when you step into this ballpark, you go, wait a minute, this is the big leagues. What am I doing here? And now there's a lot of years later, and you go, it's nice to be back here.
Some kids from New England play home run derby, others play bunt.
Yeah, but the guys that could play bunt that could run, you know. I wasn't worried about that part.
Koski strikes out, the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Marcus Jensen, visiting with Carlton Fisk, who is heading to the Hall of Fame later this summer in Cooperstown, New York, with your old pal Tony Perez.
That's going to be the first reunion of the '75 World Series crowd in the middle of the summer. They're supposed to have one here, you know, around Labor Day. The '75 World Series celebration.
When are they going to retire your number here?
That same weekend, the Labor Day weekend's one of those days. It's funny how quickly cheers or boos are returned to cheers when you give up a home run on one hitter, and the very next hitter you strike him out, and you booed one time and you're cheered the next time. So
that's not like New England, though.
Oh no, that's not like baseball either. You know.
0-2 on Jensen. Jock Jones on deck. 10-2 Red Sox in the sixth. You made a decision that delighted people in this area when you said that it would be the Red Sox cap that you wear going into the Hall of Fame. Did that require a lot of thought? Was that a difficult decision?
Actually, it was not. It was difficult to maybe announce it or bring it out. Maybe the timing of it more than anything, but seeing it was a year after my initial eligibility that I was selected, so I didn't feel I could sort of separate myself, one, from the 75 World Series and that moment in the series, and two, growing up in New England and have this where it all got started, and this being my dream as a boy to be here.
Line to center, and Everett is there for the second out. And I imagine the fact that you're back with the organization now, working as a special assistant to Dan Duquette.
That actually, that did not have a lot to do with my decision on what hat to
Number
wear.
11, the left fielder.
It might have had something to do with their decision on whether to retire my number or not, which was cool too. But you know, I always had a special affinity for this uniform and Fenway Park, so it wasn't a difficult decision to make.
Jock Jones, the batter, 2 for 2 today. He has 2 of the 6 Minnesota hits, a double and a single.
Now with the Hall of Fame thing, that's got to keep you busy, right? You're traveling all over the place for that, and you don't have to work again the rest of your life.
Well, you know, there's a lot of different definitions of work. You know.
We know. Some people.
Oh, are you guys working? I didn't. Oh, this is work too. I forgot. Yeah. But the phone has started to, not just started. The last month and a half has just been ringing. You would think with an unlisted number that nobody would be able to get in touch with you, but wow, has it been ringing, and my frequent flyer miles are definitely starting to mount up.
What do your duties, special assistant, entail, or is it sort of one of those developing projects?
I think it's more of a developing project. I think initially it was to, you know, sort of reintroduce myself to the organization and you know, be visible enough here in New England and with the Red Sox to have it be fun again. So that's a developing situation.
All right. Well, congratulations on all the great things that are happening in your life. Carlton Fisk, our guest here on opening day. The strikeout ends the inning. The Red Sox lead 10-2 in the 6th.
Well, the Red Sox have the 10-2 lead here at Fenway. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, this season, Red Sox will offer a free shuttle bus service from Ruggles Station to Fenway for all Red Sox home games. The Red Sox want to improve public transportation access for fans arriving via the Orange Line, commuter rail lines from Attleboro, Franklin, and Needham, and several MBTA bus lines. This convenient shuttle will also provide fans with a fun-filled experience. Visit redsox.com for more information.
Mark Redmond pitched 3 straight scoreless innings. And he throws strike 1 to Nomar Garcia-Parra. Nomar 3 for 3, 3 singles, 3 runs batted in after starting the season on the West Coast 4 for 22, without an RBI. 1-1 the count. Garcia-Parra, O'Leary, and Everett do. And a miss. You mentioned the Ruggles Station transportation situation. I think that might be, in part, obviously, in the short run, it's to make the traffic situation around the ballpark better, make it easier for fans to get here. I think with an eye toward the new ballpark, too, they're also trying to get people in the habit of seeking other transportation, trying to see if that system works and people use it, because if there is a new ballpark here in a few years, it's going to be bigger. There'll be more people coming here. Parking spaces will still be at a premium. That's ripped. A 4-hit day on opening day for Nomar. It's just the 6th inning.
Number 25.
Game summary brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. The Twins took a 1-0 lead in the first on a bases loaded walk. The Red Sox got 2 in the bottom of the inning and then 8 as they sent 13 men to the plate in the second. They scored 8 runs on 5 hits. They were helped by an error by the pitcher Joe Mays. Carl Everett homered in his first. The Red Sox at bat at Fenway. And Nomar now 4 for 4. The game summary brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. Troy O'Leary the batter. 1 ball the count. think to the experience over at Boston College when BC expanded its football stadium from about 32,000 seats to 44. There were already traffic and congestion parking problems over there, but they put a new transportation system in place, and now it's much easier to get to BC football games even with 12,000 more seats. I think that's part of the idea behind this Ruggles Station transportation plan. Let's hope people use it and that it works.
There's always been a large group of people that take the public transportation at Fenway, the commuter trains. Sometime I wish I would do it.
Well, you're always the first one out of the park after the game. When we say goodbye, bang, that headset's off. You're down the elevator, in the car, and out.
I get to Alston, Cambridge in time to listen to the wrap-up on radio.
Yeah, you do not have a wasted moment when that game ends, at home or on the road. Bob Wells, veteran right-hander in the Minnesota bullpen now.
I'm pretty much the same way as a player, too. I didn't particularly care to go over my misfortunes after a game. I wanted to wait till the next day.
Payoff pitch to O'Leary, hit slowly toward Walker at second. He'll take the out at first, and Nomar's at second base with one out. Quick shower and out, huh? Do you have your parking space today ready to go? Because part of your escape plan is that you have a strategic parking space that points you right out and helps you get by a lot of the traffic.
I'm quite sure it's there. I didn't notice. I didn't mention it to him this morning, but I'm pretty sure they're accustomed to where I like to have it, especially when they have a full house. Different parking spots, full house, and some of the weeknights early in the season when you don't get a full house.
Maybe we'll do a McDonough report on that later in the season. Jerry's parking plan based on crowd. Carl Everett, the batter. He's homered, struck out, and walked. He looked at ball one. Well, now he's batting right-handed. He's come up to the plate twice against Redmond, left-handed. Strikeout on the walk, and now he's decided to go right-handed. Good decision. Drilled to left. 2 home runs in his first game at Fenway Park as a member of the Red Sox for Carl Everett. And the Red Sox lead 12-2.
He's just having a little fun here on opening day. He has fun every day that he plays. Not too much bothers Carl Everett. Right side, a fastball that's up about letter high, and the line shot up into the net for the home run. Guy gets tired. He strike out, then a walk from the left side. Figure this time I'll try right hand and see how short that wall is out there in Fenway, and making it look easy.
That was a shot. 10 career multiple homer game. Mike Stanley, the batter. And so much of the optimism of the Red Sox fans in this offseason was based on the acquisition of Carl Everett, the extra offense that he would bring. He's delighted his new fans as quickly as he possibly could.
I'm glad he made it to the park.
Yeah, good thing Joe Carrick, Jack McCormick rather, got him here on the cell phone. Getting all the way to the park. He's learned his way around the bases very quickly. 1 on Stanley, who's walked twice and scored a run. He's also fly to left. Pops that one up on the right side. Coomer and Walker retreating. It'll be Walker dropping the ball. He thought Coomer was going to take it to the very last moment. Then he realized Coomer wasn't going to take it. He lunged at it with his glove about shin high and hit the ground.
Well, this is the one the second baseman has to take charge on. Anytime you're behind that first baseman, you've got to call him off and make the play, and he's looking at the first baseman hoping he takes it, and then by that time it just bounces right out of the glove. That's why Walker at times will be taken out defensively late in a close ball game.
That's going to be it for Mark Redmond. Tom Kelly takes the ball from him, gives him the pat on the back, and Bob Wells will be the new pitcher. Red Sox lead 12-2 in the 6th inning on opening day 2000 at Fenway Park. It's opening day 2000 at Fenway Park on Fox 25 Sports. The Red Sox lead the Twins 12-2. And the third pitcher of the afternoon for Minnesota is Bob Wells.
Made 5 appearances, this being his 5th appearance of the young season. And he's had his struggles. ERA at 13.50. This is his 2nd full season with Minnesota. Previous to last year was with the Seattle Mariners for a number of years, working out of Lou Piniella's bullpen.
He inherits Stanley at first after the error by Walker, the 2nd Minnesota error. Jason Varitek greets Wells with a deep drive to right center. Lawton watching that one go off the bottom of the wall. Stanley to third. Varitek into second with a double. Jason Varitek's 2 for 4 today. Welcome to the game, Bob Wells.
On a first pitch hitting too from the Red Sox hitters this afternoon, and for the most part the results have been excellent. One plays pretty shallow out there in right field. That ball hitting right off the Red Sox bullpen.
Number 38.
And Varitek with his 2nd hit of the day. He's 2 for 4 with a couple of RBI.
They continue busy. Rich Maloney in the foreground. Chris Elias also working there, posting the numbers. Wilton Veras bangs one into center field, a base hit. Stanley on to score. They'll hold Varitek at third. It's 13-2. And Veras has hit the ball hard today. He's 2 for 4, and one of his outs was a bullet of a line drive right at the third baseman Corey Koski.
And again, first ball hitting for Veras. 2 pitches from Wells. One's been a double, one's been a single. And up over the glove of Bob Wells, and Veras picks up his first RBI.
The second base.
You probably got the call maybe yesterday, Veras. And get the Fenway. You're in there tomorrow at third base, and you're hitting 9th.
He must have known, though, for a few days it was a possibility with Valentin out of the lineup the last few days of the road trip. 7th batter of the inning, Jose Offerman. The runs in this inning charged to Redmond. Wells responsible for the 2 base runners. 1-1 on Offerman, who's been on base 3 times. Walked in the first 2 innings, in each of the first 2, and scored twice. Struck out in the 3rd, single to right in the 5th. Here he is in the 6th, up for the 5th time. A ball high, 2-1.
Everybody in the Red Sox order with a hit except Daubach. He's got a sacrifice fly to the drive and a run, and Mike Stanley, and he's walked a couple of times.
There's Redmond. Wells throws a strike. Varitek's the only one who hasn't scored a run, and he's at third right now with a great chance to score. Offerman has scored 2 runs. Nixon has scored twice. Garcia Parra twice. Everett has scored twice. Stanley has scored 2 runs. Veras and Daubach have scored once each. Good block by Jensen on the ball in the dirt. It's a full count. Trot Nixon on deck. 13 runs, 13 hits for the Red Sox. 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors from Minnesota. The error costly again for the Twins. Ball 4 outside. Twins pitchers have walked 7.
Number 7, the right fielder, Trot Nixon.
Trot Nixon, the batter. With another chance to come up with his first career hit with the bases loaded. He walked with the bases loaded back in the 2nd. Not going to run. He scored twice. 1 for 3 with the first inning double. 1 strike on Nixon, the 8th batter of the inning. swinging a foul ball. Mark Redmond pitched 4 innings of relief. He allowed 5 runs, 4 earned on 7 hits, including a home run. Redmond walked 2, struck out 3, threw 81 pitches, 45 strikes. I guess Tom Kelly would not have him available the rest of this series after an outing of that many pitches. The 0-2 to Nixon. Just missed.
Probably a guy I hope he wouldn't have to go to the rest of this series. One of those long relief guys.
Bob Wells, 33-year-old veteran in the state of Washington from Yakima, 6 feet 200 pounds. Oh my goodness. I wish we could, after the game, watch the tape with the home plate umpire Marvin Hudson and go pitch by pitch and say, okay, what was wrong with that one? What was wrong with this one? What was wrong with that one?
Trot fortunate to be still up there with another chance to hit.
That's a swing and a miss. So Trott's life was extended, but not for very long. The second out of the inning. First strikeout for Wells. First 3 men to face him at all reach.
Number 23, the designated
The Red Sox have
hitter,
batted around for the second time in the game. In the second inning, they sent 13 men to the plate. Here's the 9th batter of the 6th inning, Brian Daubach. How many times today has that pitch been called the ball, did you figure? 8 times out of 10?
I'll be better off saying how many times have been called a strike.
Yeah, about 2 out of 10, including that one. 1-1 on Daubach.
Think of the National League, and I guess that's where the umpire's from. I don't think Maddox and Glavine would like to have him behind the plate.
No.
Too much. They extend that zone a little.
Daubach chopped one foul wide of first. Sacrifice fly for Daubach for an RBI. He reached on an error and scored in the second. 0 for 3. Batting averages can turn around quickly at this time of the year. Omar Garcia Parra, for example, started the day at 182. He's now hitting 308. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Wells. And Carl Everett was at it again. Another homer for Everett, his second of the day. This one from the right side into the screen with a man aboard. Red Sox get 3 in the 6th. After 6, they lead 13-2. You're watching the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
Number 48,
Carl
center
Everett
fielder, Todd
has homered
Hunter.
from both sides of the plate for the 4th time in his career. He's hit homers from each side of the plate in the same game. Last time he did it August 7th of last year for Houston.
He became the 7th player in Astro history to do that.
John Wasden beginning his second inning of relief. He threw ball 1, rather strike 1, to Torrey Hunter. He was grounded out and struck out against Ramon Martinez. Martinez started when 5 innings, allowed 5 hits and 1 run. Much better outing than what we had seen lately from Ramon in spring training and in the first start of his season in Seattle. Martinez walked 3, but 2 of those were in the first inning. He struck out 1. John Wasden struck out 2 last inning, gave up the 1 run on the homer by Ron Coomer.
You brought it up, Sean. You mentioned in the second inning, it looked like Ramon was throwing harder than in the first inning, and he got better from that point on.
Hunter, Walker, and Guzman coming up against Wasden. Red Sox lead 13-2 in the 7th. Dribbler foul.
That's the best way right there. Wait till it stops, then pick it up.
Well, he's going to give it to a fan. Why that guy? Now, hopefully that fellow came with a young fan and was just going to bring it to a young fan, but usually they pick out a youngster. We're going to have to investigate that, Jerry. There's a possible corruption down there. It has the earmarks of, hey, if you get me a ball, you know, I'll give you something.
Well, high fives down that first base side for that play.
They're very happy to have a souvenir. Most of the folks still here despite the one-sided game. It's been a relatively lengthy affair, and it's a little on the chilly side. Game made a lot longer than it would have been by the home plate umpire Marvin Hudson, who again just doesn't want to call the strike. 1-2 the count.
Weather what, similar to the last time the Red Sox were at home against the Yankees. A little cool for that series.
Tried to check his swing and could not. So that's 3 strikeouts for Wasden now. This man 3 of the last 4 hitters.
And the second time that Torrey Hunter has struck out this afternoon, and Ramon Martinez got him what I believe was a changeup back in the 4th inning. And this looks to be the curveball from Wasden to pick up the strikeout.
Todd Walker, the batter. The 1-0 pitch from Wasden. Fouled away. Carl Everett, first Red Sox player to hit 2 homers on opening day at Fenway since John Valentin in 1997. John hit 2 off Randy Johnson that day. Prior to that, you had to go all the way back to 1973. Man whom we just visited, Carlton Fisk, hit 2 homers in the home opener against the Yankees. One off Mel Stottlemyre. We send our best wishes along to the Yankee pitching coach, recently diagnosed with cancer. He's going to begin a treatment program. And our thoughts and prayers are certainly with him. Apparently he's going to be able to continue to work while he undergoes treatment. Walker with a base hit into right center.
They've certainly had their share the last couple of years. Joe Torre and now Stottlemyre, Darryl Strawberry. In the last postseason, well, Scott Brocious' dad passed away when the Red Sox were in town toward the end of the year. Paul O'Neill.
Yes.
The shortstop,
He had a lot with which to deal. Walker 2 for 4. The second hit given up by Wasden. The 7th hit for Minnesota. The Red Sox are out hitting them 13-7. The Red Sox lead 13-2. Guzman 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field in the second inning. He's walked twice and scored a run. He takes the ball outside. One and one the count.
I'll tell you what, if I was a hitter, I'd be hoping this guy'd work home plate every single game.
Isn't that the truth? There's a strike. John Wasden won't be involved in the decision today, but he did get off to a quick start last year. Started 7-0. Ball outside. 3-1. Boston from Florida, pitched at Florida State. And he throws ball 4 high, so the Twins have 2 men on with 1 out here in the 7th. First walk surrendered by Wasden. And the 4th for Red Sox pitchers today.
Number
Eddie
50,
Guardado,
the right fielder, Matt
warming up in the
Lawson.
Twins bullpen. We really don't have a closer on this team right now. And have saves by committee. Apparently they haven't had a save yet this year. They had Mike Trombley last year, who handled the bulk of the save situations after Rick Aguilera was traded to the Cubs. There's a well hit ball to right by Matt Lawton. Nixon on the gallop, and it's off the bottom of the wall. In to score Walker. On to third Guzman, and in the second with a double is Lawton, his second hit of the ball game, and it's 13-3.
Well, Matt Lawton has been pretty active out there defensively in right field today. Now he'll get his own base hit out in that direction. That ball on the outside part of the plate, he hooks it and right at the base of the wall. Short hops the wall, and he'll drive in a run. That's 11 RBI now for Matt Lawton here early in the season.
Joe Kerrigan to the mound. Rob Standiford just called up from the minors. Take Bryce Fleury's place. Bryce on the DL with a groin injury. Standiford warming up. A non-roster player had to be added to the roster.
Number 27, the designated hitter, David Ortiz.
Here's David Ortiz, 1 for 3. Single to left in the first. Last time up he grounded into a double play. The infield back with a 10-run lead. So then in scoring position, a chance for the Twins to do some more damage. Ron Coomer will follow. Tom Kelly, we were talking about the closer situation. Tom Kelly has indicated, you know, when you're going to win as many games as we're going to win, you're going to be ahead in ball games late, not all that frequently. You know, how much do you really need a closer?
Well, it would seem like Eddie Guardado would be a guy that surely could take over that job. Hard thrower. He's had a lot of success in the past. He's had some struggles here in the early going. Well, they kept a couple of veteran players. Midray Cummings on this team. Butch Husky, who was with the Red Sox last year, also a member of the Twins team this year. A combination of some veteran players, but mostly young players.
2-0 pitch taken all the way for a strike. And the Twins really are the textbook example of what's wrong with Major League Baseball in terms of the disparity between the so-called big market clubs and the small market teams. The Twins, poster child for the small market clubs. Ortiz hits a one-hopper to second, and it'll get a run in. Offerman throws him out. In from third, Guzman to make it 13-4. But there's something wrong when, just because of the payroll, Jerry, it's a given that so many teams like the Twins are going to have no chance.
Number 8, the first baseman,
when the season begins.
Ron Coomer.
You know, you hope to develop obviously out of your minor league system, and you know they've got a bunch of guys that obviously have come through their system, and I guess if you ever can develop together, get a good ball club, then the question is, can you go out and then make that major move that you have to make to put the final touch on it? They're quite a way obviously from that, but it's a shame too, because Minnesota, you did the World Series there, I believe.
No, they were in it the year before I did the World Series. Yep.
But I mean, what a terrific atmosphere that was. You know, they have some great fans there. And
yes, they do. And they're in danger of losing the team because they don't support the team as much anymore. Ron Coomer, the batter, and who can blame them? They play in a lousy ballpark. They have issues relating to that as well. They really could use a new park. And they have a lousy team. You don't want to go indoors on a nice day or night in the summertime. a lousy ballpark to watch a bad team you know has very little chance of competing. And the same is true in so many other places around baseball. Milwaukee's and Montreal's in recent years. Pop up. Stanley in foul ground has it. Coomer's out, and the Twins are finished in the 7th, but they get 2 more against Wasden. And at the 7th inning stretch on opening day at Fenway Park, the Red Sox lead 13-4. First time to stretch at Fenway Park in the year 2000. 7th inning stretch, the Red Sox leading 13-4. When you bring one of your best relief pitchers into a 13-4 game, he truly is everyday Eddie Guardado, having earned that nickname from racking up many appearances in recent years for the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, he's trying to get settled too for this season. This is his 5th appearance. He's had his struggles early. 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits allowed, and 4 earned runs. Allowed a couple of home runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Everyday Eddie.
Everyday Eddie. Including opening day at Fenway when it's 13-4 for the other guys. Another pitcher working without anything on underneath the uniform top. Nomar Garciaparra, his 13th career 4-hit game, has raised his average from 182 to 308 today. 4 for 4, 4 singles. He still hasn't had an extra base hit this year. Maybe he'll add that in for the 5th hit of the day. He has 8 hits for the season, all of them singles.
Well, the fans have to be happy. They come to the ballpark for the first time. They see Nomar to this point with 4 hits. Everett, who's just joined the club, with 2 home runs. Ramon pitched well today.
Everywhere you look, really a positive.
Yep.
There's a called strike too. Nomar had to protect with the count 0-2. Busted down the line, but he's out for the first time today. And the fans still give him an ovation as he goes back into the dugout. Some of the folks right behind the dugout on their feet.
The left fielder, Troy O'Leary.
One out. Guardado gets O'Leary to swing and miss. O'Leary 1 for 4, an RBI single to right, and a run scored during the 8-run Red Sox second. Bob Wells pitched 2/3 of an inning for Minnesota without being charged with a run. He gave up 2 hits and a walk, just enough to let all of Redmond's inherited runners come in. Actually inherited 1 who came in to score, charged for Redmond. Wells walked 1, struck out 2. Guardado the 4th pitcher, and he's ahead of O'Leary 0-2. Boy, blistering line drive into the third base boxes. Fortunately, no damage done there. O'Leary to right. Room for Lawton. 2 outs. And listen to the hand for Carl Everett.
Number 2, the center fielder, Carl Everett.
The instant fan favorite is homered twice today. 1 from each side of the plate. Left-handed to straightaway center against the starter Joe Mays in the 2nd, and from the right side against the lefty Redmond in the 6th. He gets that down the right field line. Lawton can't play it. Everett into 2nd, and he'll stop there. 3 hits, all of them for extra bases for Everett today. He's 3 for 4. He's also walked, and the cheers continue.
Well, this time he decides just to go to the opposite field, spray the ball all over the ballpark. Again, looked like it might have been misplayed out there by Matt Lawton. That's about the second time today that it's like he's taking the wrong route toward the baseball.
At least the second.
Mike Stanley.
They'll work on the angles out there for the game tomorrow. Tough field to play. Left field here gets so much attention because of the wall, but outfielders will tell you right field here is a more difficult spot. Mike Stanley pops it up in shallow right center, and Walker can't play it. Everett to third. He should have scored. He must not have known there were 2 outs. Tom Kelly's wondering what's going on.
Yeah, I think he'll be very happy when this one is over, as well as the rest of the Twins. Things have not gone their way all day long, with the exception of the 1 run in the top of the first inning. Everett apparently forgetting how many outs there are in the inning. He's just playing it halfway, but apparently with 2 outs. And I think he's as surprised as anybody when he gets to third base. I mean, there's no way that's Walker's ball. That's too far in the outfield. Either center field or the right field are going to have that ball.
That's the first thing Everett's done wrong today. Here's Jason Varitek. Stanley catches a break, and that it's a hit, the 15th for the Red Sox. He wouldn't have had an RBI had Everett run. Out of play to the right. Varitek behind in the count, 0-2. He's 2 for 4, an RBI single and a double.
Players call that a brain cramp that Everett got at second base.
Varitek thought about swinging and held up. The most runs the Red Sox have ever scored in a home opener is 15. Back in 1973, April 6th, in that game against the Yankees we mentioned, in which Carlton Fisk hit 2 homers. Ouch. Right off the knee of Varitek. Got him in the back knee. And they're going to have to get about 8 guys and drag him off the field if they want to take him out, because there's no way he's going to go on his own.
He didn't even want any help walking down that line either. That ball just about impossible to get out of the way. That's breaking ball that just keeps following him, and eventually gets the back knee, it looked like. Get that front side out of the way, but almost impossible to get the back leg out of the way. And well, that has to sting,
especially on a really cold day like today, as it has become very chilly in the late afternoon. Not that it was tropical when the day started.
Number 38, the third baseman.
Travis Miller warming up. Lefty in the Minnesota bullpen. The bases are loaded again for the Red Sox. Here's Wilton Veras. He's having a good day. 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI single. He scored a run. And he drives one to deep center. And Hunter made the catch on the edge of the warning track. The Red Sox leave. The bases loaded. The score after 7 innings. Boston 13 and Minnesota 4. This is the Fox 25 Red Sox Network. Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park on opening day 2000 in Boston, and the Red Sox have made it a very enjoyable opening day for the sellout crowd here, leading 13-4 as we go to the 8th inning.
Now catching
Number of changes for the Red Sox. Jeff Fry has been bothered lately by a sore neck. Comes in to play second base. Offerman has the rest of the day off. Manny Alexander is at shortstop to give Nomar a couple of innings of rest. Scott Hatteberg is the catcher. Veritek was hit on the knee the last half inning. And the new pitcher making his American League debut and his first appearance in the majors since 1998 when he was with the Florida Marlins is 28-year-old right-hander Rob Stanifer.
Yeah, 36 games for the Marlins back in '97, and he had 38 the following year. And last year at Calgary, Trenton, and Pawtucket in the Red Sox organization. He was 3-1 at Pawtucket. And just called up because Bryce Flory, with the groin injury, placed on the 15-day disabled list.
Feels like we're still in spring training, except it's about 30 degrees cooler.
That's a little
They're
cooler.
playing the Minnesota Twins. Late inning substitutions. In comes a pitcher who wasn't in the major league roster till today. Line drive to center by Corey Koski, handled by Everett. Koski's 0 for 4.
Well, kids, here's your chance to bring Wally the Green Monster wherever you go. Come down to Fenway Park on Sunday, May 7th, when the Sox take on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The first 12,000 fans, 15 and under, will receive a Wally 2000 backpack buddy. This adorable stuffed mini Wally character has a convenient backpack clip so you can carry a little bit of Wally wherever you go, courtesy of Papa Gino's.
Marcus Jensen, the batter.
When is that day?
Hopefully it's coming soon.
I hope it's May 7th.
1-1 the count now, and Jensen 0 for 3 with 3 balls in the air. Well, Wally got the Red Sox righted. He showed up on Sunday to get the win in Anaheim, and he is here on opening day today. Pop up straight up. Alexander, the shortstop. 2 outs. Stanifer might be in the for just 1 inning. They might get Tim Wakefield an inning of work as he's warming up.
Number 11, the left fielder.
We're in the 8th. The Red Sox lead 13-4. 2 quick outs for Stanifer. His American League debut. 28-year-old right-hander from Easley, South Carolina, lives now in Largo, Florida. He knocks down the comeback, and he's going to have a 1-2-3 inning as Jock Jones is out. Go to the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox 13 and the Minnesota Twins 4. Wild opening day. It was 10-1 Red Sox after 2 innings. An 8-run second set the tone. Ramon Martinez pitched very well for 5 innings. Now Lever 2 homers. Nomar Garcia-Parra 4 hits. And the Minnesota Twins on their 5th pitcher. Here's lefty Travis Miller.
4th appearance for Miller on the season. He has worked a total of 2 2/3 innings, allowing 6 hits and 4 earned runs. 1 walk and 3 strikeout. Miller been up and down between the AAA ball club in Minnesota since about 1996. Parts of seasons at both places. Last year, 52 games for the Twins. All out of the bullpen, had a record of 2-2.
There's Jeff Fry up for the first time today. 1 for 7 on the road trip was Jeff with an RBI. And he's 2 for 8. Rips the first pitch from Miller through the hole on the left side.
And that leadoff spot's been on base a few times today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. 5 times. Offerman was on. The only time he didn't get on was a strikeout in the 3rd. Other than that, 3 walks and a hit. Fry gets a base hit.
Often with 3 walks today. He's walked 12 times now in 7 games. Could be much worse for the Twins. Red Sox have left 11 men on base. They've left both bases loaded in each of the last 2 innings. Brock Nixon takes the ball down and away. He's 1 for 4, first inning double. He also walked to force in a run in the 2nd inning. He scored twice. 2-0 the count. Eddie Guardado pitched 1 inning for Minnesota without allowing a run. Gave up 2 hits and hit a batter, but got out of a bases loaded situation, and Milton Berris fly to deep center to win the inning. Miller finds the strike zone, 2-1. In the air and left. Doc Jones with a little leap just shy of the wall for the out. Fly back to first with 1 out. Every night at 10, Fox 25 brings you your first look at today's headlines, your first chance to get the weather, and your first look at scores and highlights from around the world of sports. Fox 25 News at 10, your first choice for news. And our news team will have plenty of coverage on all of the activities of opening day on the Fox 25 News at 10 tonight. Gary Gaetti pinch hitting for Brian Daubach. 41-year-old veteran who had his best days as a Minnesota Twin, making his Fenway Red Sox debut against his old team. Gaetti's been up 6 times without a hit. Pops that one over by the seats into the crowd. 33,114 the attendance here today. Many of them have departed now with the ball game nearing the 3-hour mark. You want to leave and make sure they're just in time to hop into the rush hour traffic. You don't like it when they leave early because that puts a lot of them on the road ahead of you.
Well, actually, no.
No?
No, I get you out of here a little bit quicker, this congested area.
Gaetti down to third. Koski stumbled, got the ball to Walker for the 2nd out. Let's pause for station identification along the Fox 25 Red Sox television network.
Bangor's choice for family entertainment is PAX 33.
John McDonough with Jerry Remy. We continue with Jerry Remy's Fenway traffic, the tips. So you're saying when the crowd leaves early, that's good for traffic?
Yeah, because of this particular area here, once you get past the light over here on, what is that, Boylston?
Mm-hmm.
There's one, you know, straight shot from there, but it's a little congested till you get to that point. So if they leave early.
Walker has to pop up the crowd on his case with the balls that have dropped in out there. So thank you for that tip. Red Sox stranded a runner in the 8th. We go to the 9th. The Red Sox 3 outs away from victory on opening day.
13-4, top of the 9th inning. Red Sox fans, don't forget to log on to RedSox.com 24 hours a day to order Red Sox tickets for the 2000 season. RedSox.com is also the best place to get all the updated team and player information. There is no better place for Boston baseball fans to go than RedSox.com.
Other than Fenway Park itself. Torrey Hunter, the leadoff hitter. It's still Rob Stanifer on the mound. Apparently Wakefield was just getting some work in the bullpen last inning. Stanifer pitched to 1-2-3. 8th inning. Pitching with a 9-run lead. Hunter trying to bloop one into right center, and he has for his first hit. One for 4 for Torrey Hunter. That brings the top of the order around again. Todd Walker.
Number 12.
Red Sox and Twins continue this series tomorrow night. 6:05 the first pitch here at Fenway. Jeff Facero and Johan Santana the starters. Nesson will have the coverage. Nesson also has the ball game Thursday at 6:05. Pete Shurik against Brad Radke. And so does Ace. Subject of a lot of trade rumors. He has been knocked around in his first 2 starts. Stanifer threw ball 1 to Walker, who's 2 for 4, a double and a single, and a run scored.
That's a guy you want to get bad on this team, don't you?
I'd really like to see Brad Radke here. Not if he continues to pitch like he has so far, but if he's the Brad Radke that he has been the last several years.
I think he's going to get a little better than that.
Yes. He'd be a good addition to most pitching staffs, including the Red Sox. Although some of the concerns that fans have had about Ramon, Martinez, and the other starters other than Pedro might have been eased somewhat by the way Ramon pitched today. Nesson will also have the coverage on Friday night when Oakland is here. We're back with you on Saturday. Our next telecast over the Fox 25 network is Saturday afternoon at 1. That'll be a fun matchup. Pedro Martinez will make his third start of the year against that free swinging Oakland bunch. The 2-2 from Stanifer. Walker fought it off.
This is expensive telestrator here. I don't think I've used it. Have I?
You used it once today.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you drew a line on the screen to show how Everett had closed stance on one side of the plate and open on the other. Here's Cormier in the bullpen.
Maybe I could show where Everett's home runs went or something, just to justify having it up there.
Shallow center, Everett there. That's the first out of the ninth. Throw to first. It gets by Stanley and Stanifer, but backed up by Hatteberg. And the crowd likes the attempt by Everett. The crowd's liked everything Everett has done today, except when he forgot how many outs there were and didn't score. But he's been pardoned for that because of his heroics this afternoon.
Good job by Hatteberg doing his job.
Use the telestrator.
Get over here and back up the play. I think I want that high home shot, and I'll point out where both home runs went.
It's new. You need the practice, but I might be forcing it in just a little bit. Everett actually said before the game that he felt great pressure to succeed immediately because the expectations Fenway fans have from those players who wear the number 2.
All right. Anyway, he had 3 last year, I believe.
Yes. Hit on the ground to short. That could end it. Alexander to Fry on to first. Not in time. Guzman beats it. Well, it's been a terrific day throughout for the Red Sox and their fans, most especially Carl Everett.
Here's where he hit the home run, a little higher than that right here, hitting left-handed.
I'm not seeing it on my screen though.
And then the right-handed over there.
I don't think the telestrator's in. There they are.
There it is.
There they are.
See, now it's worth it.
Your center field circle's off though, is on the wall. We'll work on it in time for Saturday. Lawton grounds out, and the home opener goes to the Red Sox. Great day all the way around for the Red Sox as they win 13-4. We'll have the totals and more from Fenway Park right after this.